coming from Studio Ponoc, the studio that was created, I believe, I think it's 2015, an offshoot of Studio Ghibli from some of the creators from Studio Ghibli. And this is their second feature animated film. They've done a short in between, 3 to their name so far. I was looking forward to this, and I have to say, just off the bat, the animation in this is incredible. But whether the story is good that matches up with that animation, let's talk about it. Rutger is a boy that no one can see, imagined by Amanda to share her thrilling make-believe adventures. When Rutger arrives alone at the town of Imaginaries, where forgotten Imaginaries live and find work, he faces a mysterious threat. So off the bat, I should say, I think it's PG or U even, but there is some threat and scary moments. So much so that I was like, what the hell is that? There's a character in this that looks exactly like the character from The Ring. You know, that weird creepy girl that crawls out of the screen? There's a girl that's like that in this. So just be warned that if you're watching this with young ones, they may find moments like that kind of creepy. The design is excellent, and the person that the young girl that's going around with the elderly gentleman, he does something with his mouth that stretches wide to like eat kids. So just, you know, just a warning in advance. The story of this was much more adult than I expected it to be. It's beautiful to watch, and kids are gonna love the animation, the vibrancy, the attention to detail, the moments where you see the front of a shop, and that could be it for the animation style as somebody's walking in through a bookstore. But instead, they'll animate a little nest of birds and have just something extra to make it feel that much more alive. Where they live is alive, and that's what this film feels like. It feels detailed and alive. When you see stuff moving in the backgrounds, when you see characters that don't really necessarily need to have been animated, that you probably won't notice if you watch it a couple of times and you see those characters moving in the background, or you see the detail of each place, of each new still, you'll be amazed at just how beautiful this actually looks. It's one of the better animated films, as in style, as in beauty, as in the master of their craft. I haven't seen an animation film look this good in quite a while. I'm always watching different types of anime, and there's a lot that looks good. The last episode of Demon Hunter was incredible. That's where they poured all their budget. But something of this high quality often takes my breath away when I'm watching. There are moments when I look at this film and I go, wow, that was awesome. Or how imaginative is this? It is true to its name, the imaginations, the imaginary. I think kids will love this. But going back to the theme, we follow a young girl who has lost her father, and it's her and her mother is moving on to something different from the bookstore. And this is why this young girl has created an imaginary friend, because she needs it. She's kind of all alone, and she lives by a mantra that is so much more adult. Not as in dodgy, but as in theme that adults will understand the mantra she lives by. And the whole film has these underlying themes. So you can see that you have the story of the imaginations, and these imaginary creatures and friends are all around, dotted throughout the story, and you have that scary guy, and there's a part or a reason why we have that going on. But the underlining message of this is beautiful, but it's also quite sad and heartfelt. I was amazed at how emotionally entangled I got into this character the further the story got along, because a little bit as the story went by, little bit by little bit, the story told us more. And as we find out how much deeper the story is, the meaning behind it, I was just like, wow, this reminds me of the early Pixar films that have so much heart and fantastic animation. That combination of kids will love it for the animation and some of the jokes, but then the adults love it for some of the adult jokes, as well as the in-depth meaning and story behind it. And that, for me, is what this film did. I'm going to give this 4.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one.
There's not a lot more that I want to say about it, because I want you to experience it. From the beautiful score to amazing voice work, whether you're watching in the original or the dubbing. The dubbing is excellent, by the way, as well. If you don't like reading subtitles, either way is good. From the incredible heartfelt story to just an excellent piece of work from Ponoc. I'm so looking forward to what they do next, because this was fantastic. Thanks so much for watching my review. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. What is your favorite animated film in the last 5 years? I'd love to know. Or, give me my top 3, because we have so many great ones that people don't mention. Check out a film called The Storm if you can find it. One of the best Chinese animated films I've ever seen, I think, if not the best. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.